your 2014 champion, Stephanie Howe.
Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Jared Hazen after his third place finish at the 2015 Western States 100. Congratulations.
Thanks.
That was one heck of a run.
Yeah, it was a good day.
You, it seemed like you aimed your whole season to get into Western States with Lake Sonoma, and you did. And
yeah, it ended up working out really well. Earlier in the year, I tried to get in at Bandera, got injured after Bandera for 5 weeks. Kind of threw together a quick training block for Sonoma, ended up getting in, and then I felt like I was well rested enough to put in like a really solid training block for Western and still be not too tired. So I came in fresh, and then so now I'll take a break after this. I think I'm kind of maxed out at this point. So
how did that final training block go? I'm assuming well based on the race, but
yeah, that was the one thing I had confidence in coming to the race, was I knew that the training was there. Done just a ton of workouts, you know, some of the hardest workouts I've ever done, and felt really fit. So I knew that the fitness was there to run well. It was just putting it together on race day.
And what do those workouts look like?
Some longer repeats. It's been a lot of like, you know, 4 by 15 minute intervals, like uphill, flat, downhill, things like that. So just kind of trying to get like an hour's worth of work in during the workout, and then pretty much just 3 hours a day, and then. So
you didn't bump up your volume anymore. You're already high volume.
Yeah, I was pretty steady there, and I thought that was kind of just different than like last year at Western States. I was doing, you know, long runs every weekend and back-to-back long runs, and 8-hour long runs, and blah blah blah. And this year it was, I kind of cut all that back and just focused on doing more quality. And you know, I think the longest I ran was 6 hours, and maybe only did probably 3 or 4 long runs. So just trying to stay.
So a lot more
fresh.
than moderate length, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 hours a day is still a good bit of running.
Yeah.
But.
So throughout the week it was a bunch, but not so much of the long efforts.
So toeing the line, how did you feel?
I felt good. I kind of was confident in my fitness, like I said, and I just knew that race day, like I would have to kind of make the right choices out there. So yeah, I was kind of ready to give it a go.
And what were the choices? Was there a plan heading into the day?
It was definitely to kind of run toward the front. So that meant like running, you know, with Rob and Seth and Dylan for the first 30 or so miles, and then they pulled away, and kept running with Dylan for a while, and just making sure I was, you know, staying up. And anytime somebody would come up behind me, try to, you know, run with them, like going up to Devil's Thumb, Thomas, I believe, caught me. And so I kind of was hanging around with him, and then pulled away, and so just kind of fighting out there, you know.
So how do you have the confidence at 20, having only run a couple hundreds, to run with Crar, who's won Western States, Francois, who's won UTMB, and Dano DeFu, and Tomas won Leadville, and like, how do you just make that leap of faith almost?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you just kind of wing it and go for it. Just really, the only confidence I had was just in the training. So I knew I'd worked hard, and I kind of had in my head that maybe I could run around 15:30. And in the past, I haven't had that confidence, so it's definitely building. I mean, Sonoma was a big stepping stone, and this is another one. So I think it's just evolving.
So you're making through the canyons. You're back a couple positions, sort of in the mid 10s, you know, mid top 10.
Yeah.
When does it start going forward again?
So I was probably in 5th at Forest Hill. I believe it was Thomas was. I passed him going through Forest Hill, and I didn't see it, and then caught Francois on Cal Street, kind of about 5 miles from the river crossing around there, and he wasn't looking so great and didn't really put up much of a fight when I went past him, so that put me in 3rd. Went to the river crossing, felt like garbage. and I believe it was Thomas and what's his name? The Lithuanian. Yeah, Kamenius. We're only a few minutes back there.
They made it some time on Cal Street.
Yeah, and I was feeling like crap on Cal Street, and I knew I would. Just that long downhill. And so Thomas caught me on the climb to Green Gate. I ran with him up to Green Gate, made it out before him, and made a push to get a gap, and I did. And held that gap all the way to Highway 49 when Gremenius caught me right as I was leaving. He was coming in, and I made a strong push there, and about a mile later he caught me, and I just kind of hung on him until no hands. And then I felt like he slowed.
You're at no hands, like you're late in the race.
Yeah.
And you're side to side racing for third.
Yeah.
No pressure.
No, I mean, yeah, there was a lot of pressure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I felt it. And I was just kind of told myself I'll go until I'll keep up with them until I can't anymore. If I start cramping, then fine, I take fourth. But, until I can't go anymore, I'm going to keep pushing. So I felt like he had slowed up just a hair after no hand. So I kind of put the hammer down through that flat section, and then up the climb, I just kind of gave it everything I had. And I think at Roby Point, I didn't know it at the time, but looking back, I had like 2 minutes on him.
So were you checking your shoulder on the roads in town?
Yeah, for sure. I kept looking back, and yeah, it stuck. So
how did it feel coming around the track and crossing that line in third?
It was a relief. Yeah, it felt great. I mean, if I was fighting for fourth, if it was between fourth and fifth, I wouldn't have cared so much. But the podium, I wanted it pretty bad. So
yeah, if you're in that position.
Yeah, I mean, I was fighting for it hard and worked hard all day.
Did you have any low patches outside of your Cal Street? Like, how low was that? Were you completely spinning, or were you just kind of like, eh?
I was never like tanked out, like bonking, anything like that. It was just some low points where it was just like, oh, I feel bad. But I still, most of the day was moving really well.
Yeah. So you weren't feeling bad, thinking like, maybe I'm not going to make it or whatever.
Yeah, I always felt, I mean, there was a little bit of worry heading down Cal Street, like, God, I got 22 miles left, and I feel terrible on this descent. But I kind of figured things would turn around once I got past that. So, and then right around mile 40 earlier in the race, I dug myself into a little bit of a hole with hydration and whatnot, and was able to turn that around, which was kind of a lifesaver, because 40 miles in, I was thinking, oh boy, it's a long day ahead of me.
And your nutrition was all right all day?
Yeah, it was perfect. No stomach issues.
And what was that? Like, do you have a plan like every hour to do?
Yeah, I was taking honey stinger waffles every 45 minutes. And that's pretty much all I ate all day. I had one Cliff Bar other than that. And then,
so solid food.
Yeah. And like
sports drink or water?
Both. I used some Scratch Labs drink mix. And it just, I don't know, it was perfect. Like, I was shocked that, I had no stomach issues at all. So
nice. Well, congratulations. Oh, well, first, you're taking a little break. And I know this is the focus on the season, or I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything planned after the break, or are you going to sort of decide that later?
No plans.
Your season's not done, though.
Yeah, no, definitely not done. I mean, the one that I can really think of is going to the North Face 50 at the end of the year. So there's nothing else going on at that time. But no, I definitely want to do something later this fall.
So maybe actually like a decent down period then?
Yeah, I think I need one.
Because you've been focusing since Bandera. That's a long stretch.
Yeah, so I don't know. Last year I ran this race and then ran a 50K and tried to do Run Rabbit Run, and that didn't go well. So
I recharge those batteries, and congratulations.
All right, thanks.
And a bonus question for you, Jared. You're, as far as I know, you don't have a shoe sponsor, so you have a completely objective choice in what shoes you wear. What were you wearing out there?
I was wearing the Montreal Fluid Flex ST. So it has a small rock plate in the forefoot. It's a little bit more firm than just the Fluid Flex.
Yeah.
5mm drop, pretty light. It's about perfect.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.